So the squads have been announced for the Pakistan tour, and it was major news that broke today. It threw my day completely off, actually, because I didn't expect them to be so many like major talking points in the squads that were announced. I think that was the main thing from this announcement. It's not the fact that the squad was announced necessarily. It was more the fact that there were major breaking news stories that came out of this. I was pretty amazed by some of it, because I didn't really expect certain names to be announced in this particular squad that were announced. And I mean, for me personally, I'm happy about some of it. I'm not so happy about others. And I think that it was overall quite a brilliant squad that was selected, because it's giving us an indication of where Coach Shukri's head is at and where they are at currently with regards to the squad. Are they feeling confident? Are they feeling comfortable? How are they feeling ahead of this? And are they still testing? That's the major question that everybody wants to know. Are they still testing and trialing certain players? And that was what everything was about in this particular squad. So let's get into it. Let's start talking about this. And let's start discussing the squad as a whole. And we're also going to have a listen to Coach Shukri's press conference, to have a listen to what he had to say and what he thinks about the squad and why he made certain decisions that he made. So all of that is going to be on today's show. But before we get going, before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos. Please smash the like button, comment and share. And don't forget to also comment on the video after we've ended the live stream. I don't know why this button's open. Okay, yeah. Comment on the video after we've discussed this video, so that we can have your comment sections there, and I will try to respond to all of that as well, as best as I can. I don't get to all of them, but I try my best to get to as many as possible. But let's get straight into today's video. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your live cricket show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin, and this is the show where we're going to be discussing everything that happened with regards to the squad announcement of the Proteas squad announcement for the Pakistan tour, guys. That's so important because it's an all-format tour. There are test matches, and there are T20s, and there are ODIs for this particular series. So we're going to be discussing all of that. We're going to be getting into the details, going through Coach Shukri's quotes, etc. But let me go through the announcement first before I give you the squads. And then there are some quotes there from Coach Shukri as well that will give us an indication on why he made certain selections, etc. So let's get into it. QUINTON is back in the mix. That's the big news that broke today. South Africa's men's selection panel has named the squads for the upcoming all-format tour of Pakistan, as well as the one-off T20 International against Namibia. The Proteas will begin their defense of the ICC World Test Championship, matched with the two test match series against Pakistan from the 12th to the 24th of October, taking place in Lahore and Rawalpindi. Test captain Temba Bavuma has been ruled out of the series as he continues his recovery from a left grade 2 calf strain sustained during the recent tour of England. In his absence, Aiden Markram will lead the side. The multiple Titan spinner Simon Harmer has earned a call up to the national side for the first time since March 2023. He is joined by fellow spinners Senator Mutasami and Hollywood Bets Dolphins Prenelin Zubrayan, Keshav Maharaj, meanwhile, has been named for the second test only as he completes the final stages of rehabilitation from a left groin strain. The all-format players selected for the series, with the exception of Titans all-rounder Corbin Bosch and Titans batter Deva Brevis, will be rested for the white ball leg of the Pakistan tour, with features which features three T20Is from 28 October to the 1st of November and three one-day internationals from the 4th to the 8th. So the test players are going to be rested for the series, for the rest of the white ball series. David Miller will lead the T20I squad, with Dafabet Warriors batter Matthew Bresky standing as captain for the ODI series. Titans batter Donovan Ferreira will take the captaincy reins in the T20I against Namibia on 11 October in Windhoek. QUINTON has been added to both the T20I squads as well as the ODI squad. The 32-year-old wicketkeeper, who retired from 50 over cricket at the conclusion of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023, has reversed his retirement, citing his desire to represent the Proteas across both white ball formats. He also returns to the T20I setup for the first time since the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 final against India in Barbados last June. There are also maiden call-ups for Ferreira and Warriors wicketkeeper Sinitemba Kashile, who has been named in the ODI squad, as well as Titans batter Rivaldo Munsami, included in the T20I squad to face Namibia. The T20I squad against Namibia will be the first limited overs international match between the two national senior sides and will also mark the official opening of the Namibia Cricket Ground, one of the hosts venue for the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2027. Now, I haven't put a graphic together for the Namibia squad, but I will read out the Namibia squad a little bit later and show you it from this particular story. The convener selector for the Proteas men, Patrick Maroney, said getting out World Test Championship defense underway in Pakistan is an exciting moment for this group. It marks the beginning of another important cycle, and the white ball leg of the tour also represents valuable opportunities to build depth and test ourselves against quality opposition as we continue shaping squads for the T20 and 50 over World Cups. We have had to contend with a number of injuries in recent months, and it has been important for the medical and management teams to work closely together to ensure we continue to field the strongest possible squads. While injuries are never ideal, they also create opportunities for players to step up, which is an important part of the building the depth across all formats. Yes, so that was a long ass sentence. Um First up here, and then here it continued. Temba's calf strain will unfortunately keep him sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks, but the focus is on giving him the best chance to be fully ready for the India tour in November. Proteas men's head coach Shukri added, naturally, we are disappointed not to have Temba available. He has been such an important leader and batter for us in the test side, and his presence on and off the field will be missed. At the same time, the majority of the test squad have experience of playing in subcontinent and understand the demands that come with it. So I'm confident they will embrace the challenge. Pakistan is one of the toughest places to tour, and with spin-friendly conditions expected and Keshav only available from the second game, it was important to have an experienced campaigner like Simon in the squad to provide extra depth in the spin department. Quinton's return to the white ball space is a major boost for us. When we spoke last month about his future, it was clear that he still has a strong ambition to represent his country. Everyone knows the quality he brings to the side, and having him back can only benefit the team. Matthew has really come into his own in the 50 over space and has led SIA and the Warriors in the format before. And I have no doubt he'll captain the ODI side with the same character and composure which he brings to this game. Yo, long ass sentences in this. During the T20I series against England, I was impressed by Donovan's maturity, his understanding of the game, and the way he connects with the younger players in the squad. His appointment as captain for the T20I against Namibia represents an exciting challenge, and that I believe will only enhance his development as a cricketer. The test squad will convene for a 2-day camp at the Center of Excellence in Pretoria from the 5th to the 6th of October before their departure to Lahore from OR Tambo International Airport to 7 October. So I just want to first read out the Namibia squad because I'm not going to get a chance to do it later. I don't want to switch again. So Donovan Ferreira is the captain. Nande Burgers in there. Gerald Kutsia is in there. Quinton de Kock, Bjorn Fortuyn, Risa Hendricks, Ruben Herman, Kwena Mapaka, Rivaldo Munsami, Ngaba Peter, Luandre Pretorius, Andile Simelani, Jason Smith, and Lazard Williams. So a very fresh, new, young squad getting an opportunity. Fringe players getting a chance to show what they can do for Namibia. Now, when it comes to the main squads, for the main games that everybody's waiting for, let me just get it up on the screen. We've got the following squads for you guys. Okay. Let me just get it bigger on the screen so you guys can see it better. Can you guys see that perfectly? Oops, that's too much. Go back. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, you can see that perfectly. I'll move down later for the rest of it. Okay, so as you know, the test squad, Pakistan, let's start there. Aiden Markram, captain. Ryan Rickleton, Tristan Stubbs, Deva Brevis, David Bedingham, Kyle Verreina, Tony DeZorzi, Zubair Hamza, Kagiso Rabada as the one-seamer, all-rounders, Marco Jansen, Vian Mulder, Corbin Bosch, Shenaran Mutasami. The spinners are Keshav Maharaj, only playing in the second test, Brennan Zubrayan, and Simon Harmer. Now, when we talk about the test squad, we obviously can see that this is obviously very all-rounder heavy and spinner heavy. We've got Simon Harmer, Brennan Zubrayan, and Senator Mutasami in this particular side. So they've gone very spinner friendly. It's still spinner heavy because they obviously know that the spinners are going to probably play a massive part in this game. And they've trusted their all-rounders from a seaming department. Marco Jansen brings the pace, Corbin Bosch brings the pace, and then you've got control from Vian Mulder and then Kagiso Rabada that can do everything. So they're really going to trust their all-rounders. So I can obviously see these all-rounders all getting picked in, if that's the case. Majority of them getting picked. So yeah, that's very interesting from that perspective. Then the big breaking news for the T20I squad was obviously Quinton de Kock's return, but David Miller will take the captaincy in the absence of Aiden because a lot of the guys that are in the test squad are going to be arrested for the white ball stuff. So Quinton de Kock, Risa Hendricks, Luandre Pretorius, Deva Brevis. All-rounders are Donovan Ferreira, George Linder, Corbin Bosch, Andile Simelani, and Gerald Kutsia. The seamers are Nande Burger, Lungingiri, Kwena Mapaka, Lazard Williams. Spinners are Keshav Maharaj and Ngaba Peter. So obviously, yeah, George Linder has gotten another opportunity to play here, and everybody was going mad because he wasn't selected for England. But he's now been picked again for Pakistan. So he is in the thought process of both the selectors and the coach. So we must now to change our minds again on that. It's now up to George to perform. And then, as you can see, the other squad over here will be the ODI squad is Matthew Bretsky as captain, Quinton de Kock, Tony DeZorzi, Luandre Pretorius, Deva Brevis, Ntembe Klashile, all-rounders are Corbin Bosch, Donovan Ferreira, George Linder, Gerald Kutsia, seamers are Nande Burger, Lungingiri, Kwena Mapaka, and the spinners are Bjorn Fortuyn, getting an opportunity, and Ngaba Peter. So those are the squads. I'm going to get into your comments a little bit later and see what you guys have to say about that. But before you guys start commenting heavily, let's first get into Shukri's comments and thoughts, because obviously we can say what we want to say, but what the coach says is obviously going to be the most important part of this whole thing. So I think let's get into that and have a listen to what he has to say. And then we can obviously discuss it and debate it when I get into the live chat. So let's listen, guys.
Shukri, I didn't realize you were such a keen fisherman. Or was it Patrick Moroney who managed to draw Quinny off his boat?
I'm definitely not a keen fisherman, Telford. No, it was quite interesting when we got to Australia in the middle of the night. We got to Darwin, and I just put my head on the pillow at about 2 a.m. when my phone rang, It was Quinny. And yeah, I chatted for a bit, and I said I'd come back to him in a couple of days, and chatted to a few people, and yeah, the rest is history. Great to have him back on board.
Thanks, Telford, for those.
How's it, Shuk? So, yeah, just on that. So, I mean, you've obviously got a lot of great top order batters now, aggressive guys, and you've got a new opening pair and what. How will you see Quinny fitting in, and sort of, have you talked about, what's next? Is it like the next 2 World Cups that he's looking to play, or just what's the plan?
Well, those are some of the questions, it was obviously as to why you'd want to be returning to both formats. And when I said both formats, in the white ball space. And Quinny's just expressed the desire to play for South Africa again in both white ball formats, and however we choose to use him, So there's by no means any guarantees with regards to World Cups or anything. We've got a great opportunity to get him playing in this Pakistan series, and then we'll see how this goes, and then if everything adds up, form, etc., fitness, then he obviously stakes a massive claim to be included in the T20 World Cup to start off with. But like I said, there's a bit of water still to flow under this bridge, and yeah, I just think it's a start. We're getting him playing, and he's out representing South Africa, the Proteas, and it's a great opportunity in Pakistan. So that's the first step, and we'll take it from there. We'll see how it all unfolds for us.
I think a lot of the reasons for Quinton de Kock quitting in the first place, I think it had to do with the coaching. I don't think he saw eye to eye with either Boucher or with Rob Walter, and that's just a feeling I get. So I think the coaching would have had a lot to do with it, but also him just sitting back and thinking about it. I mean, he maybe missed playing with this bunch of players, and it's nice to now know that he's part of the squad, because there are young guys that looked up to him. There are guys like Luandre Pretorius in the squad that are looking up to him, that see him as a hero, and they now get to play with a hero. And that's so important for youngsters, because youngsters get an opportunity to be able to see their heroes play and what makes them special firsthand, running between the wickets with them, playing, seeing how they attack the ball, how they play. All of those things are important. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for the younger players to actually learn from him. And even if it's not Quinny that's in the World Cup squad, it's invaluable what he's going to be offering to the squad in the time. Even if he doesn't make the World Cup squad, it's going to be so important for these youngsters to actually absorb what they can, what he's learned. Because I think in this time period of him being away from the Proteas, I think he's had obviously chance to grow and mature and think and have that time to unwind, away from the game, because everything was just fast-paced for Quinny. So let's see. If he performs, he plays. Because Ryan has been really struggling at the moment. So to open the battle with Aiden, I mean, Quinny and Aiden to open the batting would be a formidable partnership. Probably we were robbed of the opportunity of seeing that at Sunrisers this year in the SA20. But we could have easily seen that happen. But now we get the opportunity to actually see it for the Proteas if it comes off. So let's see. But this time around, we won't be able to see it. Obviously, Quinny is going to be there. It would be awesome to see maybe Quinny open with Luandre for a change. Luandre opening in his best position, playing in his best position, I think, in this format. That would be awesome. But it is 2 left-handers, both keepers. I don't know. But still, I would like to see the 2 of them play together. It will be so exciting to see that.
Lucy, can I quickly follow up?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. Just you say, he's expressed desire to play for South Africa. This sounds like a bit of a silly question, but like why? What has he said in terms of, does he miss it? Does he miss the guys? Does he want to play for you? He never really let us in about why he wants to. So why does he want to?
I mean, that was my question, why, and he said to me, look, I still think I've got a lot to offer. I miss playing for South Africa. Sure. I want to play for the Proteas. I think I can make a difference. Quinny and I had a little short time together during that England series, right at the beginning of our tenure. and he really enjoyed it. But I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. When someone of Quinny's caliber expresses a desire to play, and he's on board, full on. So there's no, I'm only available for a World Cup, and I'm only this. There actually no strings attached. I'm available to play, and it's great when someone of his caliber expresses that, and we all know what a talisman he is. So yeah, he wants to play for South Africa. Who am I to stop him?
Thanks, Firdous. Benjamin?
Thanks, Lucy. I think, good morning, everyone, Shukri and everyone. I think the bulk of my questions have already been answered from Firdous and Telford. But I just also wanted to quiz Shukri on, I mean, you've expressed appetite to use younger players moving forward with the World Cup in mind, of course, that you don't want to be caught cold should anything happen to the more experienced heads and all of that. Does this mean that you are open again to any other person? The QUINTON return, have you abandoned that specific policy, so to speak? Thanks.
I don't think there was any policy, Benjamin. I did say that the ODI space presents us with an opportunity to see younger players. I did say that of the older guys, we'd take stock after T20 World Cup. So everybody's in the frame for the T20 World Cup, and then post that we'll have a look and take stock, with regards to guys like David and Rassie and Kesh and all of those guys. Let's call them the slightly older brigade. Whether Quinny falls in that is another conversation. But as you'd have noticed, we obviously resting quite a few of our all format players. So the guys that are playing the test matches, only two of them stay on in DRV and Corbin for the ODIs and the T20s. And you still need some experienced heads around, and again, I mean, Quinny ticks that box, and also the fact that he hasn't played in international cricket since the last T20 World Cup and the final. It'd be a great opportunity to get him straight in and add that calming influence and bring the quality that he brings, So as to whether there's a policy around older guys, there never was. All I ever said that when South Africa plays, I'd like our best players to be available, and that hasn't changed. So I'm not too sure what you talk of when you say there's a policy.
Thanks, Benjamin. Morgan?
Thanks, Lucy. How's it, Shooks? Shooks, this is a two-part question on Quinny. As a coach, how important is it for you to have a player like him, taking a bit of a hiatus and, coming back and sounding like he is in the right headspace to want to continue playing for South Africa? And then, Quinny is pretty much the original when it comes to being one of these younger players. So how important is it for him to be in an environment like you've got with the Dewald Brevises and Leandres, who are players very in the same mold as him, to be able to part a bit of what he's experienced as their journeys progress?
Yeah, I think it's a great question.
That is something that I was speaking about early on.
And these are obviously some of the questions that I asked myself, and the guys that I trust with the opinions that I asked around when Quinny made himself available. And I mean, Quinny was an enigma, and he's still an enigma. He debuted very young, so he experienced a lot of what the Brevises and the Luandres have experienced, and I think he'll be a great sounding board for them. He's one of the easiest guys to get along with. He's really just a matter of fact kind of guy. He wants to give up his best for South Africa. He knows his way around the international scene. He's toured Pakistan before, which is always a tough place to go and tour. So I think he'll be a great sounding board for these younger players. And also, when we've got a new captain in the ODI space in the form of Matty Brietzky. So I think he'll be great for Matt as well. Adds a lot from behind the stumps. Yeah, just all round, just brings so much to the side. You know, not only on the field but obviously in the change room as well. So thrilled that we can have someone like him on board, and like you rightly ask, I think he can be great for some of these young players that are coming through at the minute.
Yeah, it's a given. I spoke about that earlier.
Great. Percy, we'll look to take your questions at the end. So we'll go through to Fani, then Kaniso.
Actually, for an English question, I'm listening.
Oh, right. Okay. Go ahead, Percy.
No one expected that. Oh, Percival.
And if the coach has some time, Afrikaans at the end. Coach Shukri, thank you so much, Lucy. Coach Shukri, good day, sir. Coach, can I ask you? I want to ask a similar question that my colleague asked, and I'm not going to ask about policy because you made it very clear. There's no policy on players, and but can I ask you this question though? We all on this platform we will agree. You as coach as well. You've just mentioned that Quinny is and was an enigma. That's a very big English word for me. But can I ask you this? There's something like injuries that keeps players out of the game. Are we not creating a precedent where we're leaving the door open for players to come in and out at international level? Or is that allowed at international level?
I don't think we're leaving ourselves open to anything. There have always been injuries, and yes, we've had a spate of injuries in the last while, which is obviously concerning. But again, the question was quite simply to Quinny was, why would you like to come back? Are you committing to all formats? So it's not just with the T20 World Cup around the corner, if that's part of what your question is meant to be asked, or if that's part of your question. The guy's committed to play all formats for South Africa, however we choose to use him, you know. So again, he's going to Pakistan. That's the first step, I said. And then if we feel that he makes our T20 World Cup squad based on fitness and form, etc., then he does. And if he doesn't, well, then he doesn't make it, and then he's still eligible to play for South Africa, you know. So it doesn't leave the door open for anything. All it does leave the door open for is for players that want to play for South Africa. And ultimately, myself, Pat, as the selection panel, together with Enoch and the captains, we select. You know, the players don't select themselves. So ultimately, it's still our decision.
Thanks, Percy. Fani?
So now, yes, Lawrence, I see your comment about the all formats. I don't think they mean tests as well, but maybe they do. And it's, I think they meant ODI and T20s. I don't know if he's opened up the opportunity to play for tests as well. He then's going to need to play 4-day cricket. Sorry, I can hear myself back here when I'm talking with this bloody thing. Yeah, then he's going to have to play 4-day cricket, if that's the case. And I think that's the only time that we'll know whether or not he's made himself available for all formats. But for now, it's at least all formats in white ball cricket.
Fani, you just have to unmute yourself there.
Sorry, Shukri. Can I just ask you about the number 3, 4, and 5 position in the batting lineup? Because Vian occupied that spot at number 3 at Lords. Temba is obviously injured, and he usually plays at 4. How do you see the number 3, 4, and 5 spots in the batting lineup?
Yeah, so I assume you're talking of the test, Fani. Vian. Yeah, look, again, we've obviously got to look at how we structure our lineup in terms of balance with regards to how many quicks, how many spinners. I expect spin-friendly conditions in Pakistan. I expect it to be extreme spin, not only spin-friendly. So the balance is whether we go with 2 quicks, KG and is it KG and Vian? Is it KG and Marco? And then how many batters, how many spinners? You know, you've seen we've got 3 available for the first test in Sen and Simon and Subs, and then obviously Kesh comes in for the second test. So look, if without seeing a wicket, Vian has obviously made that number 3 spot his own, but it could change, based on what we see in Pakistan. So as I mentioned, it really comes down to the balance of our bowling attack, and then which seamers they are, which might affect that. But but premature to be able to tell you what numbers 3, 4, and 5 will look like. But it can't look any different, to what we've had before. Maybe in Bangladesh, that would give you a good cue. But yeah, Vessi's obviously come in and nail down that number 3 spots.
Sorry, can I ask a follow-up question based on what you said about the bowling attack, if you don't mind, Lucy?
Sure, go ahead, Fani.
I just wanted to ask you, Shukri, Lungi and Giddy, at Lords, he was sensational in that second innings against Australia. Is it a question of horses for courses, not including him in the test
He's injured, man.
lineup?
It's exactly that, yes. And it was also horses for courses that he played at Lords, and I know there's a big outcry around his selection. And yeah, definitely horses for courses. We don't think he'll be as effective in Pakistan. Hence our not including him.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So that I didn't expect that answer. So that's what I'm enjoying about Coach Shukri, is that he is very much looking at conditions. I know people want to say there's bias and stuff like that. I'm not really seeing it, to be honest with you. Okay, maybe he does favor 1 or 2 batters and he keeps selecting them through form, but I think that's what you need to do with batters. But it is definitely got to do with a lot with conditions, and we feels will be the best players to select to exploit the conditions as best as possible and who can handle it the best. So that's how he is operating when it comes to selecting certain players for the squad. He said he doesn't think he's going to be as effective in Pakistan. There's a lot of pace selected over there. We've got Marco, we've got Corbin, and you've got Kagiso. So it's very pace heavy.
Fani, Kanyiso?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lucy. Shukri, a 2-pronged question. Firstly, with Quinny's return, how far conversations regarding Heinrich and his return? And then secondly, how concerned are you by Temba's frequent injuries?
Let's take the second question first. Yeah, very concerned, obviously. We've seen every series there's been an injury, and it's not for want of him trying. The guy's doing everything in his powers to make sure that he remains injury-free, and we just need to be smarter with how we manage these guys. If their form's still good enough and they're worth managing, which in his case it definitely is the case. His form is definitely good enough. He's the captain of our test side and our ODI side, and he's definitely worth managing. So we've just got to make sure that we manage them better. And obviously, yeah, age not on his side, so it is a bit of a concern. But I'm pretty sure, given the caliber of our medical staff and the desire from Temba to get himself in peak condition, that hopefully these injuries will be something of the past very soon. With regards to Heinrich,
let's just pause there quickly. Yeah, the key word there was Temba getting himself into peak condition. He hasn't looked fit. Physically, he hasn't looked fit as he used to look. So he needs to get himself into peak condition, I feel, and that will obviously help him prevent injuries down the line. He's also getting a lot older now. So injuries like this, when you're getting so many at a time, it can be alarming. Coach Shukri did say that that it's worth it to be able to manage his injuries and make sure that he's good and that he can get fit and fully fit again. But if this continues as happening, I don't think that Coach Shukri will persist with it if it isn't a viable option. If Temba isn't at his full best, I do feel that Coach Shukri will decide to pull the plug then. I think that he wants what's best for the 11. And if Temba has injuries and all the time getting injured is at a detriment to the team, I don't think Coach Shukri will allow that to affect it. From the way he's speaking in this press conference, that is what I'm getting.
I don't know where that question stems from. It's not as if I prompted anything with regards to Quinny. Like I said earlier, if you were on the call that, I got to Australia about a month and a bit ago and my phone rang and it was Quinny. I didn't initiate anything. He might have his own free will. Called me and expressed his desire to play for South Africa again.
Thanks.
But obviously that is Quinny. Quinny seems like the type of guy. You are here for me for 6 months. Then all of a sudden you get a ring. Hey, how's it? Don't you want to go for a little brightly? Or don't you want to come watch the cricket? Do something out of the ordinary, like out of nowhere. You won't hear from me, but then all of a sudden you'll get that call. So that's the type of person that I guess Quinny is. I don't know if he maybe saw the light while he was fishing or something, but he obviously has seen a way to get back.
Yusuf, we'll take another one from Fidos.
Sorry, Shuks, I always end up asking you this, but have you had any conversations with Tabriz Shamsi? And I know last time Anrik Nokia had an injury. They're obviously not contracted, but what's the situation with them?
Yeah, so Shamo and I chatted during that Zim series still with regards to the next couple of months. He was fully understanding of what I said to him. Anna also reached out to me. I need to be specific here. We were in Leeds, in fact, when he called and told me about his bowling plan. So he started bowling a few weeks ago, obviously together with Pete Botha's influence and guidance. So there's a lot of interaction there, and he keeps us up to speed as to how things are developing, So everybody's in the loop, and we'll see how all of this pans out.
Sorry, so my understanding is that you've told Shamo he's not needed, or just I'm unsure what that means.
Never said that.
What have you told him?
What I did tell him was that we've got, obviously we had England and Australia. We wanted to see more of the spinners. We've pretty much know what we've got in Shamo. The fact that he played in the CPL, I told him to keep playing in the league so that we can monitor his form and also fitness. And then post Pakistan we've got a series in India again, and then we'll obviously be closer to selecting that T20 World Cup squad. And if Shamo's still in the equation and his name pops up, we'll obviously discuss it, and we will discuss him again. So we've obviously been giving quite a few spinners an opportunity. Kesh has done brilliantly again. You'll see Yasin and George Linder in the mixed subs. I was hoping to bring him to England, but unfortunately the incident in Oz meant that he had to go and be tested, so didn't quite get a good look there. But to answer your question, Shamo remains in the conversation and probably give us a better idea post the Pakistan series where we're at.
Hey, that's a question that took. She wanted her question to be answered, and to respect to her, because we needed an answer. So it's not out of the plans, and they know what they're getting from him. So Coach Shukri doesn't really need to see him. And that's exactly what I thought was happening, actually, that he just wanted to see other spinners and see how they perform. But look here, guys, if some of these ones that they are testing now perform, I don't think Shamo will play. That's my view of this whole thing. If he gets selected for India, that's a different story. Then we can have another discussion down then, and then it's a different story completely. But he had a very brilliant CPL. He's keeping fit. He's still hungry to play for South Africa. So Coach Shukri is going to have a look at him down the line, but we know what we get from Shamo. So I don't have a big issue with it. I don't have a big issue with them not selecting him every single tour. I would also like to see what Ngaba Peter can do, Senera Mutasami, Prenelin Zubrayan, and the other guys. I want to see what they can do. Can they step up to the international level?
They haven't ruled him out. No, if he does.
Thank you.
Thanks for those. If there are no further English questions, we'll then switch to Percy for a couple of Afrikaans ones.
Lucy, thank you. Lucy, I just want to ask one last English question. Coach, oh, sorry, with your permission, Lucy.
Of course, yeah, please go ahead.
I don't know, but I find this guy so funny. Funny thing is, I've never met him. I've only heard him on press conferences. But I laugh. I don't know why. I just laugh every single time. Hey,
Coach, there's also a lot happening in your squad at the moment. Just talk to us about, are you experimenting with the captaincy around all the formats, sir? With you mentioned that some of the senior players are going to rest after the test series. With the new captains, whether it's over the ODI, T20s and the match against Namibia?
the chat is mad. The chat is crazy.
The match against Namibia, we in Pakistan already, you know. So obviously look at the squad, the younger squad, and in the Namibia T20, one of Donovan's the captain, and I think I made a point in the release that I think Donovan offers a hell of a lot in that space. You know, it's a younger group. He's got a really good take on T20 cricket. Hence, he's had a taste of it. He's back with us in the mix, so he knows what the expectations are from the main side, so to speak. And no, we're not experimenting. We're playing a test series. We're prioritizing the test series in Pakistan, and with the India series so close together, I didn't want guys to still be playing ODIs and T20s there when we could have used it better with them coming back and prepping for the test series in India again. And then obviously, once you take Timber out through injury and Aiden out through not playing in it, then you've got to name different captains. David is an experienced hand, so definitely not an experiment there. And as I mentioned, if you look at the 15, Maddie Brietzky stands out also. He's led South Africa A before, he's led the Warriors. And yeah, he also knows what we're about, and I'm sure his form and together with his confidence, I think captaincy will sit well with him as well. So no experimenting, no, we're just obviously prioritizing the test series over the next 2 series, and then which we know it's going to be tough and 2 tough places to tour. And then the rest of the squads are what they are. We obviously haven't selected squads for India yet, but I expect us to be at full strength for all of those. Yeah.
Coach, ek het 2 Afrikaanse vrae.
Okay, I'm done with that. Take this bloody thing out now. Okay, so that's the press conference. I think we got all the answers we wanted from it, at least. So that's the thing that we can discuss. Yeah, let me get into some of your live chat. I'm happy with the direction we're going with certain things. I like that we're testing new players, all of those type of things. That really makes me happy. Guys, I can't get through your live chats. Right on the top. So I'm just going to start with Anurag here. A lot of positives in the team selection, but I'm miffed that we have still omitted Bartman from T20s. I am mystified why that hasn't happened. It's surprising to me that nobody's actually asked that question in the press actually so far. Sam says, Aiden KOCK opening T20s. Wow. Tabo says, I'm surprised about KOCK, especially in the form he's in. But I'm happy he's back. But it's not great news for Ryan and Luandre. I don't think it will affect Luandre, but Ryan, I do think it will affect. Tabo says, Quinton and Aiden are most likely to open for us white ball cricket. Sam says, someone should convince to come back his class and to play T20 World Cup. Then SA team with Aiden, Quinton, Klaasen, Brevis, Stubbs, Miller. I don't want Klaasen to come back right now. I want us to focus on. I'm feeling. I'm excited. I like QUINTON the KOCK and what he brings. I don't think we need Klaasen at the moment. I think our team is fine the way it is without Klaasen. But we are having issues with the opening partnership. Ryan is struggling a bit. And then when Ryan comes out and another person gets an opportunity, they've been struggling too. So we haven't had that consistency at the top of the order. QUINTON the KOCK really opens that up now. Gives us a lot more solidity at the top of the order, because Riza Hendricks comes in, he had a difficult time, then he was good, then he was bad, then he was good, it's inconsistent. Hopefully Quinny can bring some consistency. Sam says Shukri should only search for who is going to be number 3 in T20s, because top 6 is fixed but not number 3. Tabo says the Herman brothers have to be the most unluckiest cricketers at the moment. Well, Ruben Herman got an opportunity now in the Namibia series. Jordan Herman still has some time in Coach Shukri's books. Vishal says Jordan Herman should be in the test squad. At the moment, why change the test squad? The test squad is champions. They are champions at the moment. Praveen says, why Luanda Pretorius, Peter, Mapaka getting more opportunities? And it's more important that those guys play cricket domestically than sit in a squad that they're not going to be selected for. Why Luanda Pretorius, Peter, Mapaka getting more opportunities? Because I don't feel that they've had enough opportunities. You can't just give youngsters like 1 series, 2 series to see what they can do. Let them properly gain that experience and grow. They can't just grow and gain experience in maybe 1 or 2 series. This is not a flash in the pan type of thing. Give guys an opportunity. If you see the talent in them, you give them a run. That's what I believe, at least. Sam says, somehow, if Klaasen is backed in T20 World Cup and play him at 3. Tabo says, I don't understand why Riza Hendricks is back. Shukri and Ruben and Brzezinski to call up. Shukri had Ruben and Brzezinski to call up. I don't know why he selected Riza Hendricks. Riza had I don't know what the reason is. Lawrence says, but he is the best T20 player we've ever had with regard to the stats. So, and when he's in form, he can perform really well, and he normally plays well against Pakistan. Lawrence says Tempa's injuries are getting out of hand. He was missed a lot of cricket the past 2 years. Maybe he should only focus on one format. He's clearly not fit enough to play both formats. That might be a solution, but that's got to have to do with the doctors. He's going to have to see his doctors. He's going to have to see his physiotherapists, and they're going to have to come up with a plan if it's viable or not for him to play all formats or not. I mean, the 2 formats or not. Taba says, I'm not. South Africa keeps recycling players like we don't have anyone else. The young Titans of spinner Skalk Engelbrecht would have been better. Lawrence says, I can't lie. I'm underwhelmed with the inclusion of Hamza. Brilliant domestic player, but haven't really cut it in the international scene. I hope he proves me wrong. I would have picked Brzezinski. It's a fair point. Let me get into some of the last few questions over here at the bottom. Let's get some new people, because a lot of people have already shown. Nicole says, what happened to Nokia? So Nokia, he discussed it. He's busy with his bowling plans. He's busy working with Pete Botha, who was his bowling coach all his life, basically. Turned him into the bowler that he actually is. If you watch the exclusive interview on our channel on lockdown series with Andrik Nokia, I think we got a couple of exclusives with him on the channel. Go back and watch it. He speaks a lot about Pete Botha and how he really helped his game and improved his game. Lawrence says Shamsi had a brilliant CPL. In my time says Shamsi almost went unsold in SA20. I don't think he will offer something to the Proteas. Who will be coaching the side? Wandile Guavu. It could possibly be Malibonga Maketa. I don't know, because he's the SAA coach, so that would make the most logical sense. Vishal says Markram, QUINTON the KOCK, Klaasen, Brevis, Miller, Donovan Ferreira, Linda Jansen, Keshav, Rabada, and Ngidi. Sam says he loves the answers from Coach Shukri. What's the status on Nokia? Yeah, I've just updated you guys. He's busy with his bowling plan, so he is still in the talks. But they're going to have to obviously monitor him and see if he can come get his fitness up again. And Pete Porter will work with him as well. In my time, says Quinton add more value to the team than Klaasen. Brevis has already placed his position of Klaasen. Arjan said, bro, you are absolutely hardworking. This channel is definitely underrated. You always come live, even though we lose or win. Forever fan of this hardworking man. And thanks a lot, bro, for saying that. Means a lot. We are trying to work hard. I mean, we don't only have the channel, guys. If you wonder why I sometimes go missing on the channel itself, because the channel is just a way for me to communicate with you guys and bring you shows when I can. But the main thing is my digital mag, my newsletter on a Friday, and my website, where we keep everybody informed on all cricket and graphics and stuff. So we are posting content every single day, multi-format, multi-platform content. So it's not just the YouTube channel, but I try to keep up to date with the YouTube as much as I can in the time I have free. So thanks a lot for that comment. That was an amazing comment. Really warmed my heart. Lawrence says, why is that people are against Klaasen? Is it an attitude problem the average fan don't know about? You are around. Lawrence, I. Okay, I'm not going to speak for people. I'm going to speak for me. I believe that Klaasen is a very talented player, very dangerous player. But when it comes to crunch moments, I don't feel that he takes the authority and he doesn't take the responsibility like I would like him to. There are many times that I felt that Klaasen would go and really look good and then lose his wicket at crucial times in a match where he should be the one to take us over the line to victory. There are many times also where strike is rotated, and I have this problem with David Miller a little bit as well, this particular instance, this particular part. They rotate the strike when they are with batters that are not real, like not real batters, but are not specialist batters. But they are the senior and the specialist batter at the crease. And they rotate the strike when they should be facing majority of the strike. Towards the end of innings, I'm talking about. So I think that there is a little bit of an issue when it comes to, I feel, to Heinrich Klaasen's mentality when it comes to taking us over the line to victories. And not only the Proteas. I've seen it happen with teams, with local teams as well. He said 20 teams, with his IPL teams. Some of the things happen. That is my problem with the situation. Sam says, I'm just saying Klaasen in play T20s in white ball games, okay. Pratik says, agreed that test cricket is not for experimenting. White ball format is for giving opportunities. Tony DeZorzi averages 10 in the last 6 tests. There's a reason why Jordan should be there. Yeah, they need to time Jordan's introduction into this team very properly. Sam says, I'm so happy with Simon inclusion. We need experience. Tests are not for experiment. And I hope that, he can also give some of his knowledge to the other spinners. Sam says, yes, Khalid, you're definitely hardworking and a die fan of the Proteas. Please try to bring on post WTC tour videos, bus parades, etc. What are you talking about? Oh, for the bus parades. Yeah, so we're going to be at the bus parade on Friday. So I'm taking my videographer with me, my content producer with me, my partner in crime. He's going to be with me at the tour. So we're going to try and do as much footage as we possibly can of that. And we're going to try to go on the bus parade as well, and take footage of all of that and bring you guys that parade. I don't know if we'll be able to get from other cities, but if there are people out there, fans out there that are going to be going, please take footage and you can send it to us. You can send it to us, please, either via Dropbox or whatever the case may be. Our email address is in the comment section below, in the comment section below, in the description. But I'll put it up on the screen. Send us a WeTransfer or send us a what's it called again? That's Google Drive thing. Yeah, don't act like I don't act like you don't know this, Holly. Send it on Google Drive, send it on WeTransfer, cricketfanaticsmag@gmail.com, and then we'll post it on our platforms and give you a shout out. Last few comments. Sabir says, don't care for either of them. Left us for money now that the price dropped because they don't play SA anymore. They want to run back. KOCK and Klaassen, he says, ooh, yada. What does it say? You hit K, maybe I'm too good. Huh? I don't know what this is. Uhid K. Maybe I'm too good. Quinton sorry, I don't know what that name is. KOCK is finally back. In what ask is why is CSA now managing Mace Tour? It's been ages. That might be my stupidity there that I'm not picking that up. Pratik says, when is Stubbs returning to form? Soon. I believe in Stubbsy. Hey, I believe in Stubbsy. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please. Click that notification bell for all future videos as well. Also, comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream. And that is also very, very important. And like the video. Smash the like button, please. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you again very soon with another live show. Stay safe. Put the notification on to know when we go live. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Peace out.